Hey everyone, so I wanted to do a video today that I actually said I was going to do in my previous video, which is a makeup tutorial, but in this case I'm going to doing like a monotoned kind of look where I will be using the Huda Beauty Ruby Obsessions palette, which is like all like beautiful red colors, and then I also wanted to do like some red eyebrows and like maybe like some red cheeks or something like that. So if you guys are interested in how I would do this kind of look, just keep on watching. Okay, so I already washed my face and everything is all ready for moisturizer. I'm gonna take my Brighter Days moisturizer by Tarte. And this moisturizer is very glowy. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, but nothing that is crazy. If you apply foundation afterwards, you can't really like see the shimmer on your skin. So okay, so as you can see, that just left me with a very glowy base. Next for primer, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Hangover. Let me see if this can show you guys. This is the Hangover RX by Too Faced, and this is another hydrating primer. I think it has coconut water and probiotic skin-based ingredients, so it's gonna be really hydrating for the skin and something that you want to add as a before your makeup so that it can stay, your foundation can stay on your face longer. It doesn't kind of just like start fading off, and also because it's a good barrier between your skin and your makeup, so you want to always prep the skin before you do like foundation or any sort of makeup. Okay, next I'm going to be going in with my Do You by Too Faced. This is a foundation, and I'm just going to apply it straight from the tube in like lines on my cheeks, on my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. And I'm just going to spread that out using my fingers. And then taking a damp Morphe sponge, I'm going to just kind of pounce that into my skin. I actually just washed all of my sponges last night, so now I have like all my sponges clean, and it's a really good feeling. Yeah, I did a little like review of this foundation on my previous video, which was a haul of Sephora goodies, and then there were some Ulta stuff that I got too. So yeah, I would have to say that this foundation is full coverage. As you can see, it's very full coverage, but it's not too heavy. It kind of feels like a lighter weight kind of full coverage foundation, which I really like. And then the finish is pretty dewy, especially when you go to blend it out with a damp sponge. Alright, so yeah, that's the coverage on that foundation. It really did cover up my redness down here. Everything else, like, it could have maybe even like replaced my concealer. If I was in a rush, I probably wouldn't apply concealer with this foundation. So next I'm just going to apply some concealer. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. This is part of their Tarte Rainforest of the Sea line. They have like a foundation, a little like glow oil with it, and this is the concealer. And this concealer is so lightweight, and it really does cover really, really well, but it's so lightweight on the skin that it even appears to be lightweight, and it just really feels lightweight as well. So I'm just gonna blend that out using the same Morphe sponge. And I did get mine in a very light shade, which I'm trying to use this one up and then go back and get a darker shade. So I just take it on the eyelids too, just to make sure I have like some sort of base for eyeshadow, since I don't use an eyeshadow primer. And I'm just kind of taking what's left over on the sponge and just applying it to the center of my face, so on my chin, my nose, and in the center of my forehead. Okay, next is powder, and I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way powder. I just bought this too and I love it. It does remind me a lot of the Peach Perfect powder. I do feel like the Peach Perfect though is a little bit more softer of a powder and a little bit more finely milled than the Too Faced Born This Way. However, they are both very nice powders. So I'm just gonna pick some up with my sponge and gonna grab my mirror and I'm just going to just bake a little bit. So I have that powder sitting underneath the eyes to set the concealer to make sure that there's no creasing. And then I'm going to take whatever is left over in the lid that I tapped the powder into. Oh my gosh, there's powder going everywhere. And I'm going to take a powder brush and just kind of powder the rest of my face, but not trying to wipe away the under eye bake. There's probably going to be powder flying in the camera. Alright, so this is how we are looking, and I am going to also set the eyelids with some powder as well, just to make sure that there's no creasing from that concealer and the eyeshadows blend nicely on top. Next, I'm going to do bronzer, and I'm going to use my Shade and Light bronzing palette and highlighting palette, and I'm going to take this center shade of the bronzing powders and just going to apply it to the hollows of my cheekbones, but just above, not kind of dragging it down, but just above that hollow. And this is just adding warmth to the face. Alright, next I'm gonna take the two end colors and kind of squeeze my brush so it's like a lot thinner. And I'm going to just place that right in the hollow of my cheek just to act as a nice contour shade. Okay, now I'm going to wipe off the bake. And just for fun, I'm going to apply some of these lighter shades up top just to highlight the underneaths of my eye. So I'm gonna flip my brush over. And I'm gonna take a mixture of those three shades and we're just going to apply it to the under eyes. Just need to focus this, there we go. And so that really makes for a brightened effect to the under eyes, which will make yourself look more awake. Okay, now for the fun part, which is gonna be eyebrows, and I have this red eyebrow gel from Kat Von D, and this is in the shade Scarlet, and it's just like a super like pigmented red brow gel. I've used it a couple times. It's kind of difficult for me to use just because you need to kind of cover all of this darkness in my case. So I'm gonna do my best and I'm gonna try and get it on camera for you guys, but I just need to kind of get closer to the camera. So I'm just basically gonna be outlining my brows like I normally would, just following the natural shape of them. I usually start at the tail and then just kind of go wherever after that. But I just basically outline them like so, and then I fill them in. And this is gonna be crazy for some people, especially people who have like my colored hair. They're gonna like wonder why I'm doing this, but sometimes I just like to do fun looks like this. And yes, I will go out of the house like this, and I don't even care what people think, or if they say stuff behind, like whatever they think. I just don't even care, because makeup is just really fun and people shouldn't get worried about it, because you could just take it off at the end of the day and it's all gone. So it's nothing to stress about. So I just go out and I just have fun with makeup. So that's what I like to do. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much as covered as I'm going to get the brow. I kind of just outlined it and then just filled it in as you guys saw, but like you could still kind of see the darkness, but unless I were to kind of put concealer over my brows, you're not really going to get rid of that darkness if you have dark hair like mine, with this product at least. So I'm going to go do the other brow off camera and then I will be right back just to save some time. Alright, so both brows are on and that's how they are looking. My bangs kind of cover them a little bit, but you can still definitely see them. Okay, next I'm going to move on to eyeshadow, and yeah, I want to do the eyes. I want to do the eyes before I finish off the face, just to get that going because that's a fun thing to do. So again, I'm going to be taking my Ruby Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty, and we're going to just create a look with this. I have one brush here that I'm going to be using for the whole entire look, and I got this brush with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. It comes with it. And I'm going to first start off with the shade, which is going to be this shade right here, this kind of like peachier shade. These don't have names to them, I don't think. So, yeah, I'm just going to start off. I'm going to put this right in the crease, and I'm focusing the main pigment on the outer V. I always kind of wing my eyeshadow out right here just to like elongate my eyes and just kind of get a shape going with them. And I like how it turns out, so I will just place the pigment down in the outer V and then just like kind of blend it forward into the inner corner of the eye. And this is going to be my transition shade. Okay, the next shade I'm going to take is the one right next to it, which is going to be this shade right here. And I'm just going to pick some up. And this is like I would say describe this color as more of a pinkier red. I'm just going to apply it in the same area on the eye, just a little bit lower down, so you kind of get that gradient effect with the first shade that you just applied. I think that this look would look really awesome if I had red hair, but I don't, so we're just gonna make it look cool anyways. Alright, so that's how the eyes are looking so far. And then I'm going to take a deeper shade, and I'm gonna be taking this shade right here, which is this one right here. And I'm going to apply this one just to deepen up the crease a bit. In the outer corner, so I'm just going to apply this in the same area but just a little bit lower down. Okay, and then I'm going to really tap off my brush, and I'm going to take the first shade that we used, and I'm going to apply it on the edges of all the shadow that we just applied, so at the very top of all the shades, just to bring back that first shade that we used. And to also blend everything out. Okay, so I'm going to work on the lower lash line next. I'm going to flip my brush over to this flat shader side, and I'm going to take a mixture of this shade, and this shade, and I'm going to take a mixture of those shades and I'm going to apply it to my lower lash line. So this is just going to balance everything out that we have going on at the top of the lid and kind of bringing it to the bottom of the eye just to balance everything. Okay, so that's how we are looking, and these shadows are really nice because they really don't have any fallout if you were to tap off your brush, which is awesome because sometimes I'm the person to do my face first, and I don't want all of that eyeshadow kind of falling on everything that I've already done on my face. Alright, so I'm going to work on the lid now, and I think I want to take a mixture of these two colors right here, which are the two glittery shades right in the center and above. So I'm going to just take a mixture of those, and I'm going to apply that to the eyelid, and it's really going to add some glitter and shine and sparkle like that. Alright, so that is what it's looking like so far. The eye look and the eyebrows all red and really cool looking. So I'm gonna finish up the face, and I'm gonna take this blush palette by Makeup Revolution, and I don't really own like a super red blush, so I figured that I would just use this corner blush right here, which to me, in my opinion, is as red as I own. So I'm going to just grab some of that blush and going to just apply it to the apples of my cheeks and kind of fading it backwards. And I'm going to kind of take my powder brush and just run it along the edges of my blush. Alright, and then next is the fun part, which is highlighter. And this is the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats highlighter, and I've used this before. It is absolutely gorgeous, so I'm excited to use it. And I'm just going to take a little highlighting brush by Morphe, and I'm going to pick some up and just apply it to the tops of my cheekbone. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to go do mascara off camera for you guys, and I will come back and do the lip color for you. Alright, so here is how we are looking. The sun is kind of shining really bright right now, but this is the almost finished look. We just have to do the lips, but I think it looks actually really awesome, and it's different. And you know, if you like wanted to experiment with color, you could go all out by doing the brows. So I'm going to finish off this look by doing lips, and let's see, where did I put it? Okay, so I'm gonna take this lip liner by MAC, and this is in the shade Soar, and I'm just gonna line my lips. And over top of that, I'm going to apply this Tarte lipstick in the shade Set Sail. And this is the shade right here. I'm just going to apply it right on top. Alright, so that is the finished look. Everything is really red and really monotoned, and I think it looks awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I could do more looks and more makeup tutorials and things like that. But yeah, I will definitely be creating more content for you guys, but I just want to know your guys' feedback and leave a comment below. So yeah, I think that's it from me today, and I will just talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!